Hello, everyone. It's Anthony Saillant, Celebrity Spotlight Radio here. It's been a while since I've been on Twitch, and I'm mostly on YouTube and on TikTok now. I wish I could come on this platform and with some good news, but I just received word late last night that Matt Brown, who was part of the reality TV show for 14 seasons, I believe he left in 2019. I think the show ended at 2022. The Alaskan Bush people. His brother has announced, Bear Brown, that they did find his body in the river, and it was his brother Noah that found him. So it has been confirmed by Bear Brown himself on a TikTok video that I witnessed and viewed, and also TMZ has also announced it. It's very upsetting to me because I honestly at a loss for words right now. Because, years ago, around, I don't remember I think it's 2019 after the show, because he was very upset that basically they kicked him off the show. So I believe I met him around 2019. He was staying at the Hilton Garden Inn on 54th Street in New York City. My friends who own the Empire Steakhouse in the same building is where we crossed paths for weeks, maybe even a month, I think. We talked almost every day. Matt was, without a doubt, one of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. We had many conversations, especially about life and the film industry, since he had been part of the reality series, The Alaskan Bush People. He opened up to me about his struggles, and I tried to offer whatever guidance and support I could. Like many of you, I'm learning now, hearing the heartbreaking news circulating. And while nothing has really hit me yet about all this, except my heart is breaking for the family. And it's deeply painful to even think about it. I was holding on to hope, to be honest with you, for a miracle that somehow this wasn't true. But it is. And my heart goes out to Matt's family. No matter what he was going through, I will always remember him as a kind, down-to-earth, and someone who left a real impressive impression on me. So I could say is rest in peace, Matt. I went on TikTok and I announced all this when Bear, his brother, announced it on TikTok. But at that time, there were eyewitnesses that saw a body floating down the river, that the description matched his brother Matt, but it wasn't confirmed yet. And then they had the police, the rescue, the fire department, and all that stuff. But then there was a storm and they couldn't go and search for him. And then later on that night, one of his brothers, Noah, was able to retrieve him, and it is him. But at the time that I posted it, I got a lot of great feedback from people, a lot of love and prayers. I'll be honest with you, there were a few negatives, which I deleted, and I can't understand how anyone can write a negative comment about someone, or because I myself I had a sister who was struggling also, and she lost the battle too. And my family was honestly there the whole time. And I gave my support also. And a matter of fact, I told Matt this when I met him about my sister. And my sister at that time was still alive and working out her issues. And he was all ears and listening. And you know what? He was the most genuine person. And he was struggling at the time too. And it's hard. It's a hard thing to do, and especially he was faced with depression and other stuff. And he drank, but he didn't get overboard because these places in New York, there's laws. You can't get drunk and they won't serve you. So he ate great meals every day. He spoke to me every day like a true gentleman. But you could see that he was struggling. He opened up, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what he said to me because I always think of those things private. And I'm in the film industry, just so you guys know. I'm a producer in film and television. And I created Celebrity Spotlight Radio because I have a lot of friends that are PR and I'm a follower of independent films. So I like to use my platform to get the independent film market out there because it's so hard for that to happen. So now with social media, it has been taken off. So, but I wanted to come on today to express to the family my heartbreak. And I just hope that they're able to move on in life. It's not easy. It's always going to be hard. I had comments people sent to me that if there was a God, why would he allow this to happen to Matt? You know, and those things just piss me off. Really. There is a God. And you know what? And that is why he's resting in peace right now. That's why he was struggling this whole time. And you know what? If you listen to his YouTube page, which I did on and off, and he was always positive. He was putting one foot in front of the other. Now, we don't know what's happening within his head because remember the story of Robin Williams. Nobody knew that he had a problem, and everybody was shocked when he unalived himself. So, unfortunately, like what his brother said, Bear, when I listened to his last TikTok announcing that has been confirmed that his brother Noah pulled him out of the water and it is Matt, he said that he never, ever believed that Matt would take his own life. Like nobody would ever believe that Robin Williams would have. And I've lost two friends that way. And I hung out with two friends that way. And they were the happiest person that I could ever be with. And yet, with all that, they ended their life. So this is a really serious, and only they know in their mind what that struggle really is, you know? And I just hope that when people feel this way, and I think when I met him and he was listening to me speak to him, he was always positive and listening and taking things in. And I believe that's what he wants. And I believe towards the end, he was using YouTube as a crutch to speak out and to bond with people on the outside, to help him with his journey to positive movement to move forward. But somewhere along the line, he lost that. And he felt pushed to the corner and struggled. And then that was that. And it's unfortunate because I've met so many people in this. And I was introduced to Matt by the people from the steakhouse because they know who I am in the film industry. So they thought that it would be a good idea for me to meet him and him meet me. And you know what? It was. And I met so many people in life. And he got excited because of the projects that I was working in and in the past. And I gave him advice on what he should do. And he listened. He didn't have to volunteer his struggles, his depression to me. He didn't have to do that, but he did. And all you could do is listen and give him advice and hope that he moves on and finds the positive things that you say or people say. But then when he himself, I heard on a lot of his YouTube, say he got negative comments, those things don't help. And the fact that his brother Bear received a lot of negative comments, those things don't help. There's no blaming here. There's no blaming, pointing fingers to family or friends or anybody. This is a hard thing to face and to deal with. Believe me, my parents went through it with my sister. And it's not easy. It takes a toll on your lives, on everybody's life. It even took a toll on my life. So I just hope that when people that get into this situation or they have a friend that is in this situation, listen to them. Try to help them out. Try to guide them. If possible, do everything you can to surround them with positive feedback, positive people, because you may save a life. You may save a life. Anyway, God bless you all, and rest in peace, Matt. And I'm going to light a candle in my office for you, and you will not be forgotten. And God bless to the family. And please, people, send positive feedback to them, and please give them space to grieve, because they lost part of their family. So God bless, and take care, and I'll see you in the next episode. And you can subscribe to YouTube at Celebrity Spotlight Radio and also on TikTok at Celebrity Spotlight Radio. And I'm Antonio Sayan. God bless you, and you all take care and be safe out there, okay? And please be kind to others and use social media in a positive way, not in a negative way. God bless you, and take care.